In the first video about reflexive constructions, we mainly talk about reflexive verbs. And what are reflexive verbs? They are verbs that describe personal care and daily habits, and they carry a reflexive pronoun only if the same person performs and receives the action. Well, today we are going to talk about different reflexive constructions. We're going to talk about verbs that express feelings, moods, and conditions. In Spanish, verbs that express feelings, moods, and conditions are often used with reflexive pronouns. A reflexive pronoun is usually not required in English. Instead, verbs such as to get or to become or other non-reflexive verbs are used. Let's see some examples. Alegrarse o alegrarse de. Divertirse o divertirse con. Enamorarse, enamorarse de. Enfermarse, enfermarse de o con. Enojarse, enojarse de o con. Olvidarse, olvidarse de. Let's see some examples. Nos alegramos de pasar tiempo con la familia. A veces los niños se divierten mucho en la bañera. Te vas a enamorar un día de estos. Me enfermo cuando como muchos dulces. Sometimes we can use reflexive constructions with different verbs, such as the verb poner. The basic meaning of the verb poner is to put. But if you use the verb poner with a reflexive pronoun, that changes the meaning. It means to put on as a piece of clothing. In this case, it needs to be used reflexively. It is also used reflexively with adjectives to express the idea of to become. So let's see some examples. The first example, I have just the basic way to use the verb poner. Pongo mis libros en la mochila. I put my books in my backpack. Now look at the second example. En invierno nos ponemos un abrigo antes de salir. In this case, since I mean to put on some kind of clothing, I have to use the verb poner reflexively. So that's why I say nos ponemos. And the last example. Los niños se ponen tristes cuando su padre está afuera. In this situation, the verb poner is used reflexively because you want to mean the children become sad when their father is out of town. The last way we are going to use reflexive constructions is when you use words such as one another, each other, when you have reciprocal actions. The plural reflexive pronouns nos, os, and se may be used with verbs that take direct object to express reciprocal actions. The verbs can be reflexive or non-reflexive verbs, and these actions are conveyed in English with each other or one another. So let's see some examples. Los novios se hablan por teléfono. So the lovers talk to one another on the phone. Remember, we use a reflexive pronoun in this case because you're saying to one another. Nos queremos mucho. We love each other a lot. Están hablándose por teléfono. Now, of course, the reciprocal pronoun must be plural by definition, since one another refers to more than one person. Note that they coincide in form with the plural reflexive pronoun.